How y'all doing? How y'all doing? I've gotten a bit of an echo here. Sorry, y'all. I'm just trying to make sure um, some stuff is working. So give me a few minutes. All right. Okay. I don't see where my music went here. Um, hmm. That music was nice. So maybe switch to maybe it's this one. I think it's that one. Okay. All right. You played hooky today. I didn't want to work walk through ice. How bad is it in y'all side? How bad is it where y'all are at? That's crazy. This it kind of snowed here for a little bit, but then that like melted in a day. It's barely any snow. Okay, welcome in everybody. Thank y'all so much for your patience. Had to make sure everything was up straight and working right. My name is AFDS. I hope you all have a wonderful morning. And I'd like to do what we do on the Patreon live for a second here. If you don't mind, I'm going through some breathing exercises with me. All right. Taking a deep breath. And then release. Taking a deep breath. Then release. Last time, taking a deep breath. And then release. Okay. Let us begin, y'all. You said you're trying to audition for the Winter Olympics? Golly, stop. I don't know, y'all. I don't know if I like cold that well. Can I turn my volume a bit? Can you hear me? Wow, here we go again. All right. Is it better now? Probably music drowning me out. I can never really tell what's the right balance. Okay. I also don't want to be. Ooh, not that. I also don't want to be too loud. Oh. Okay. How's this? Great minds think alike. It appears so. How's this? I think y'all should be. All right. Say less. Say less. Okay. Okay. So first off, let me show y'all a page that I did. I believe I did this yesterday from the one shot, and also knocker sheep. I haven't forgotten. I'm gonna go ahead and do the little tutorial first, uh, and then continue the one shot. But I just want to show y'all the page I did yesterday. I'm actually a bit somewhat proud of this page. But yeah, I'm really trying to play with like color and mood and yeah. I just thought that was a cool page, and it wasn't even in my storyboard, but the idea just popped up as I was drawing. So um, yeah, let's see. Yeah, so this was definitely a fun page. One of my favorite pages I did. So yeah. Okay, tutorial time. All right, let's do it. Let's get this. You shall make pancakes. That's what's up. That sounds good. That sounds really good. What's y'all's favorite type of pancakes? I like um I like the chocolate one, but it used to make my toothache. I don't have a cavity though, cause I did go to a dentist recently, and they said that you're good. So I don't know why I made my toothache. It's crazy. But that used to be my favorite. Nah, stick for old traditional, as far as I'm concerned. One sec, let me take a picture so I can let the Instagram people know what's up. Yeah, blueberry pancakes. That's good too. But that's the thing. Ooh, strawberry. I kind of like those. Kind of. Let me just go to this panel and take out the text. Where's that? There we go. Let me just take a quick picture. Alright. You can't be classic, however, I do like blueberry syrup. Ooh, I've never had that before. You work on arm rotation. What for? Yeah, what you working on arm rotation for? Oh, just watched a kayak tut tutorial and the topic of the day. Just going over some notes. And when you say kayak, like the actual like art of kayaking, is that what you mean? Oh, KSIM. Oh, okay. I was about to say, oh wow, that's a, isn't it stuff frozen over there? Yeah, that's what's up. No, okie dokie. All right. Let me just close some tabs here, just so I have an easier time running my computer. And let's open Discord. I'm just trying to find GIFs there. Don't worry about that. All right, because I need to find a reference image. You had. All right. Come on, computer, you can do this. What type of stuff do they make? What does KSM make? What type of stuff does KSM make? Let's find this picture. Actually, let's. Shouldn't delete that. It's fine. Okay. We're finally getting started. Okay. Sorry for the Liz. Here we go. Now, the question was how to place this expression on the character's face. He does a lot of from character design to animal anatomy. Okay, that's tough. Animals. That's one of my biggest weaknesses. I need to start drawing more animals. I can do it if I get a reference image, but like, ay ay ay. You working on some animal anatomy this month? I see. I'm really curious about your training schedule, Spicy, because you know from the jump you were saying you don't even watch stuff because you're just studying. But that's like insane levels I haven't seen before. Or at least you don't watch anime. Anyway. Okay, so I remember saying the first thing was the angle of the head. Now, technically, she's facing straight towards you. Technically, she's straight towards you. So you could make that argument. But if I wanted to get closer, if I wanted to get closer to what the reference image is actually saying here, I would bend the head up a little bit. That's the first thing. Something kind of like this. Hang on. Try that again, like so. Like this. Bam. So you're already closer. So right now you're already closer to the direction of the head. So I guess in order to know how to do this more comfortably, you need to get familiar with how kind of the jaw and the head looks. So let's do a little quick and put this here real quick, or I can split it up and then turn that off. Okay. So yeah, I do a lot of studies. I want to do more. It's a lot of things to study. Yeah, that's real. Y'all see my One Piece Funko Pop? I kind of had to rest it there because it's not very stable for some reason. And then I got what's his name? Edward. Okay, anyway. So the head, like, how do I say it? First off, of course, you got the typical cylinder stuff, which is useful in the sense it's mostly useful for teaching you how to really focus on shapes in 3D space. So that's always kind of important. But once you've gotten good at that, you can then clean out the bottom and then start to add the jawline. And the jawline starts to angle, not angle, but to sharpen as the head turns down. So this is probably a straight on head. Then if you want to go down, it starts to angle a bit more, like so, and etc. And then if I wanted to go further up, I'd do something like this. Now, this perspective in general for me is a little uncomfortable because my art style typically needs that lower jaw, but I'm usually able to finesse it a little bit. But yeah, so the first step is to get that head in proper space. Then the next thing I would do, if I was trying to draw the actual reference on the left, is I would start by mapping out all my regions. So the idea is you're gonna give yourselves less of a issue as far as thinking is concerned, and just place all the spots where the head, or let me rephrase that. Just place all the spots where the features of the head are supposed to be, or the features of the face are supposed to be. For example, what would I would do here? The ear. So the part in which the ear connects to the head, on the top part, is usually on the same as the eye line. You can even see it in hers. So then I'll do the brow and eye area. And what I like to do is, if I'm looking at my reference and I know, like she has, like for example, our right of hers eyebrow is kind of pointing a bit upwards. So I allow for that. So you see a little bit of a jump like this. Nothing, or at least for the most part, nothing should go out of these lines. And then you see the cheekbone. Highlight the cheekbone, and I'm doing a little skewed here again because her face is kind of pointing towards one direction. This. So what I'm doing is just trying to cut down on the thinking here and just try to. I'm trying to map out where all the things should be. Now, the bottom of the ear, or the part where the bottom of the ear connects to the face or the head, is usually where the bottom of the nose is. So I'm gonna do a line there. And then I'm gonna do a little pyramid for the nose. And if you want, this is voluntary, or this is voluntary or not, you can add a little circle to really help you identify where the tip of the nose can be, but you don't have to do that. Now here's, I guess, one thing, the mouth. And typically if I want to do the mouth, I'll do a standard down like this. But because she's doing a bit of a pose there, I would not do that. Again, drawing in general, you're trying to break down a lot of more complicated shapes into simple forms, and then you're using that to figure out how they should exist in space. Once you've done that, you can then add the details. So what I'm doing here is trying to break it down into the most simplest forms. So I'm gonna just draw a little box for the mouth. You can already see the shape taking form here. I just realized she's kind of cross-eyed. It's kind of funny. But yeah, you can already see kind of, the shape taking form here. And honestly, with these, you don't have to do exactly how I did it, but as long as you're breaking it down, so it's like easier for you to handle, then you're doing what you need to do. Alright, I'm just gonna do a little thing for the hair because I feel like I'd like to have the hair in the image, like so. And now that I have that, I will then go ahead and start adding. Oh, actually, no, sorry. You can just do a little box for the eye if you want. One eye does look a little smaller than the other, but oh, and one tip I learned about drawing eyes is to make them equal. Is don't draw one eye and then draw the other eye. Just do it. Add a bit. How do I say? Draw a bit each time. It'll make it easier for you, and of course rotate your canvas. It'll make it easier for you to really nail that shape you're looking for. I think one eyebrow is kind of like this, and then the other one is closer like this. So yeah, you can already see her shape is kind of taking form. I will say I feel like the way I have her head shape isn't exactly how it is, but I can fix that. Again, what I've done now is just break it down into shapes before adding any details. And now that I've done that, I can then begin adding details. So I'm gonna start with the eyes. Again, draw bit by bit. Don't draw one eye and then the other. Make sure they're already equal before as you're drawing it. Like so, like so. So I'm rotating. Okay, pretty good. She's a little cross-eyed here. Reference. So okay, you already got that. Right. And also, the human head is like symmetrical, or even animals in general on Earth. So I guess that's another way to look at why you should draw things bit by bit. So I'm gonna draw the eyebrow here, and then draw the eyebrow. Again, I don't have to exactly follow those guidelines, but it kind of helps you do a lot of thinking that you would have done if you're just trying to freeball it. Like so. We add in something like this because she's facing that way. You can have the lip. Again, I've already broken it down, so this is really just literally just filling, pretty much just like coloring in the dots. Just realized her head is a little angular, so I'm just trying to keep that in mind as I'm drawing. Hang on, that jaw is too close to the features. Let's see. I don't like something about this. Yeah, I guess I didn't make that eye equal. After all, well, make that a little bigger. Alright. And then I can then add detail of the hair. Actually, that ear isn't showing that much. I'm going to leave that out. Probably emphasize the eyebrows a little bit more. Like so. Is the music playing, by the way? I just want to know how the stream and stuff is going. I hear music, but it's slow. Okay, that's okay. That's good. That's fine. I can increase it a little bit, but that music tends to drown my voice out for some reason. So. Of course, as you can see here, my style is kind of bleeding through stylistically. So some of the information from the actual reference image here is lost. I just realized. Let's really push this mouth up a little bit more to match what we got here. Like so. There we go. Don't. Okay, good. Awesome. I was worried with the overfill. But yeah, you can barely hear, but it's on. Okay. I guess let me try and increase it just a little bit. Just a little bit. I believe that's this. Oop. But not enough to override my voice. Okay. But yes, this is her expression. But yeah, that's how I guess I would go about doing that. This might be a bit too much. Also, one thing to note: lines can age the characters really quickly. That looks like she's laughing. So I'm sure y'all aware of that already. But that's one frustrating thing because I love doing lines in people's expression, and I feel like the only time I get to do lines for real is when the person's angry or something. But yeah. If anything, what I would change is I would probably point out the jaw, not drawer. What brush? Hang on. It's a brush I found on the Cliffsville Paint Asset Store thing. Let's see. It's called Lapis Raro. Let me write it for you. Look up this. Hopefully, you should find it. Look that up. No, let me just type it in the chat. Where's the plus sign? Okay, there we go. That's the brush. I love this brush so much. It's actually really helped me like get with those comic pages like quicker than I would have in different sketchbooks because I'm like I don't know, I just don't feel it. But this one really, it's really about showing you how do I say? It really lets you like feel that brush, those brush movements, in a way that I haven't seen a lot of brush sketchbooks do for me. So yeah. All right, all right. Now let's carry on. Let's carry on to the next thing. Yes, but yeah, I love this panel so much. Oh my gosh, I almost didn't do it too. That's crazy. Yeah, it looks crispy. That's why I used to make this panel. That brush is what I used to make this panel right now. Even the one where the dude be shouting. But yes. Here we go. If y'all have any questions or you need any help on anything, I can give you a quick demo. Absolutely. All right, let's carry on. Yo, storyboard out. Do you guys intend on making a comic eventually, or are you kind of more attuned with illustration? So I have that dialogue here, but I'm not sure exactly what I had yet. Let's do a quick small panel here. I'm really trying to really take my time with these. Let's call it 49.1. And I'm going to use that sketch brush again, y'all, so y'all can see for real this time. Not like you didn't see last time, but still. Let's see. Let's draw his head. It's also like honestly a time saving thing for me. Like I've been able to save time having simplified panels. You know, when I first started this one shot, I was like going crazy on details and everything. So that's one thing. You have a whole bunch of stories. Well, I recommend once you get your art to like a level that you're comfortable with, I recommend you just go ahead, or even if it's semi-comfortable with, I recommend you just get started. Because let's not erase it entirely. Because something I learned is that there's a lot of things you could be learning how to do by drawing, but actually making it that would be lost or time lost essentially. Time that you could use to be picking up things that would work for you, your style, everything. You know, if you don't actually go for it, you got a Nike that hell, as they say. I'm not gonna lie, the way I'm depicting her here might make some people a little crazy. People not like her. This lady, because she's letting this man talk to her crazy, but she's still doing her job. I mean, that's what nurses are supposed to do, but like, damn. But yes, I mean, we're supposed to be working on bird maths for years now. Years. But I've put it off so many times out of a fear of not being good enough in the moment. And I don't know. I feel like I could have picked up on a lot more actually doing it, you know. And I've made comics in the past, but I never published it. I was always never felt it was never good enough. Plus, it's hard and it takes a lot of effort to revise my stories. That's true. Honestly, I don't know if y'all were here when this happened, but I had to literally take a break from this and had to go back and start Oh man, I was looking irritated at first, but I ended up getting something much nicer, honestly. But yeah, I had to go back and re redo the panels. And it was definitely a frustration for me, but it ended up being what I needed, honestly, because at least now that I know what the story's gonna look like differently, I can look forward to it. You know. That's how it is. But yeah, if you are taking recommendations, I recommend you just go and get started. Highly recommend you just go and get started. So for those just coming in, I am. Let's see. I'm working on a one shot, and I'm just trying to do a quick little panel here to really allow for some emphasis on a point that she's making for the rest of the characters. This is Loki the thematic climax. No, wait, is it? No, it's like it's getting there. It's not the climax, but it's getting there. It's the one shot. I can't wait for y'all to read this. Honestly. But of course, get started. I'm telling you. And while you're working on it, take your time. Uh, you have no deadlines. This is a Mappa studio. Nobody's gonna take you from. No one's gonna keep you from seeing your family. Give yourself enough time to make a product that you like, but you don't necessarily have to. Um, what's the word? Indefinitely make edits. That's the only thing. Try and fight yourself from doing that. An awkward sheep. What about you? Are you more of an illustrator, or are you trying to be more of an illustrator than anything, or you're trying to see what um, you're trying to see what your goals are overall? I'm just adding my little dots here. Just adding a couple. If y'all read One Piece, if y'all like One Piece, you know what this is. You know what type of you recognize this. Those little dots I'm having. I love that so much. Oh my gosh. I want to do comics, but I want to be comfortable. Yeah, that's real. That's the big. Our style is a big boogeyman. I swear. Definitely the big boogeyman in all of this. How do I know I'm good enough? All right, there we go. Now I can do the next panel. I've already started drawing this. Funnily, oh, it's on the bottom right there. Thank you. I'm gonna just swipe. Let me just go ahead and add that in the box. But whatever you guys do, make your comics. I highly recommend Clip Studio Pay. Like y'all, they need to start sponsoring me. I can't lie. They need to sponsor me. I'm always hyping their stuff up. I know I have one. I just don't know whether I like it or not. Yeah, that's okay. I feel like if you're worried about like an art style thing, then yeah, that's definitely like good enough reason to give yourself to chill a bit before doing anything. All right, we're in the 50th panel of this chapter. Huh? Where is that? Oh, I think I overdid it. Jeez. That too, OMG. Need an art style. Be more consistent with my style. Study other artists. Yeah. What stuff do you see in okay? What stuff do y'all see in artists that let's do a little exercise here. What stuff do y'all see in other artists that you want in your style? Because that's how you build the style art style. By the way, your art style is your unique combination of the things you like in other people's art. Essentially, that's what it is. You haven't started for anyone yet? Well, if I could show you my sketchbook, what I did. I don't remember the day I did this, but hang on, let me find my sketchbook. Thank goodness it's on the page I was looking for too. All right, here we go. Now, I don't know if y'all can see this really well, um, but here you can see literally. Is it clearing up for you? I'm trying to see if we get it into frame really well. Hang on. I also need to change the lighting, or at least face that thing here. There we go. This might be a little better. Also, I'm checking in mind that it's rotated. Keep in mind that it's rotated. Damn, that didn't help. Maybe push it back. But essentially, here are notes about how I built my art style, kind of, at least at that point. And I have AOT general style, Chainsaw Man general style, my art style, I believe, general style. Then Kushinov Ilya, I look for the polish. RDK Shinku, the line and simple style. Kodori Ink, the shading. Kohei Horikoshi, shading style. JJK, line art style. So literally me going and like writing exactly what I want in people's stuff. But references, I did not mention that. Definitely Mellow 9BA. Their rendering style is what really motivated me to really push for a stronger rendering. It's kind of why you see the rendering I have now. This is artist called Soeni. So it's Coene. Similar thing there where, I mean, if you go through my account and you're like really observant, you will see what I mean. There was a point when I did like the rendering and then I have like a sharp or like a strong white highlight somewhere on the character's expression. That was from Coene. That was for him. Then the current thing where I have like the different lighting. That was the first time I heard of bounce light too. That's the crazy part. When now that I have bounce light and all that stuff, that all comes from what's it called? Mellow 9BA. So I'm talking about literally highlighting specific, I think incredibly specific things I see in someone's art style that's like, that's mine. I'm taking that. Like you have to be highly specific. I guess that's the fastest way I can tell you to get your art style. Be extremely specific as to what you want in someone else's stuff. Not like a general thing. I like your eyes. I'm taking that. Essentially. But yeah, that's the idea. Let me open some character sheets. Oh, I guess I can show y'all some character sheets. This is literally just that. I'm swiping this, I'm swiping that, and swiping left, right, center, up, down. That's what you're doing. And you have your own unique combination, and that's what gives you your art style. But yeah, this is the main character of the one shot. That's her right there. I'm about to post it up to box this guy over here. This little kid who's not afraid of anybody for some reason. I actually love her character design because I actually, unlike what I typically do. Oh, I see. Okay, no, I see. Lavanje, anatomy, plastic boru, coloring, of course. Likelihood harp, of course. And drawing black characters, of course. Well, plastic boru does that too. I need to look up you. I haven't seen you before. Okay. Math line arts. Oh, I looked them up as well. Let me save your comment. How do I do this? I think I could go in OBS. Chat. There we go. Come on, you can do this. I believe in you. I have such big feelings. Huh? Oh, there we go. What did I say? Oh, bruh. I do be drawing black people. I'm glad you like it. I'm always, of course, I'm the type of person to miss stuff like that. You told me to remove what's that thing called? So I still need to do that. To remove Copilot. I still need to do that. Come on, computer, you got this. All right, there we go. Yo, I tried to stream. I actually tried streaming on YouTube before, Twitch, and YouTube was terrible. Oh my! They could not run anything on there. It's bad. Twitch is actually spectacular. The way Twitch is actually working right now. I'm gonna steal your stuff, by the way. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna steal the references you got. So that's tough. But yeah, it's amazing. Thank you. But what was I saying? Yeah, what was I saying? What was I saying? Oh yes, I need to move. Oh, YouTube was terrible for streaming on my computer. At least I need a much stronger computer to go on YouTube. But I'm happy on Twitch. I feel like Twitch is a bit, honestly, the process of doing things is a bit fun. Even at such an early stage, I just kind of enjoy it. Don't look up Glacier or Lavantia on 5 just in case there are. Oh, bro. Oh, on live? Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you for letting me know that. Oh my days. Thank you for letting me know. I'm not trying to get packed up. Over it. I actually have a bunch of like reference. So you can see this is reference 8. I have a bunch of reference files that I have to go and like stuff that I copy from actual comics so I can use again to color. Yeah, it's a lot going on here. This is why I really have to get in the habit of putting everything on one layer. Of putting all your flats on one layer. Because it can help save some storage space. It's not, it might not be a lot for real, but you can save a bit of storage space that way. We just do a little thing. Oh yeah, I was gonna look them up after live. I was gonna like on my own time just go through and see what they got. I already know likelihood. The people I know from what you mentioned. Huh? Why is that color weird? The people I know from what you mentioned, I know likelihood. Oh, I'm using the wrong brush. That's why. I know likelihood and let's see, plastic butcher. I think I've heard of Lavender before, but I'm not sure. I think. Likelihood art is tough. Honestly, Loki, that was the one for me too. I think I mentioned it here, didn't I? No? Damn. I definitely was looking at her stuff back then. Yeah, absolutely. Likelihood art is amazing. I have such good feelings. Yeah, I think the only one I know from this is likelihood. Yeah, everybody does likelihood. Most of them are on Blue Sky. If you can't find them, oh, okay, that's good. I'm on Blue Sky, but I don't know Blue Sky. At least at this point, Blue Sky seems a little what's the word? Quiet for me right now. I don't think I engage with it as much as I should. That's probably why. But I do know a lot of artists are on there. I really wish I could play actual music I want to play, but I don't even know what Twitch's policy is on that, so I'm not gonna play. I'm not gonna mess with that. I've been scrolling through Twitch to kind of see what other people are doing, and I haven't really seen anyone do stuff like that. So let me hold off. Let me relax. I'm in alien territory. What am I supposed to do? I like our little red mask here. Sometimes I wonder what y'all think this comic, like my story or our story in general, is about. Sometimes I wonder what y'all think about it. Like, I feel like so far it's been extremely vague as far as like what the narrative is. I mean, I feel like you only know kind of if you read the little competition thing we did back in the day. But even that, you know, even that is not necessarily the strongest depiction of what the story is about. It's a pretty good one though. It's pretty good. It's pretty close to what one can expect from a comic, but still, yet still. Ooh, I think I'm falling for you. What am I supposed to do? Yesterday also, I was thinking low key about like, because I started playing Breath of the Wild again because why not? I kind of just continued from where I stopped from the previous save, and I was like, yeah, maybe I should stream this. What was the question? Oh, what was it? I guess I'm wondering what y'all think Burma's story is about in general. Like, what can you gather from the all the, maybe the lives and the actual one we posted a couple years back? Oh, I think I'm falling for you. Dystopian? Oh, okay. I like that. I feel like the mask will definitely add to that aesthetic. It is true. So one thing I'll say on dystopian, but think of it like yeah, it is dystopian, but like it isn't dystopian in the sense that like you know, don't think of it like zombie movies, where everything is the world is falling apart and stuff. Things were that bad at a point, but like where the comic actually picks up is where people have kind of like what's the word reorganize themselves. That makes any sense. Like they figure some stuff out about how to live on a day to day basis. That's where this after the story, for example, like the thing I'm drawing right now, that's where this takes place. Like they've kind of figured a bit of it out. So at the end of the world definitely happened at some point, but the part of humanity that survived, they've got stuff going on now essentially, including this, where they're about to scrap in a freaking clinic. And I think I like that element of this story to where it's not dystopian in traditional sense. It's kind of giving shout out to something like COVID. COVID like the anime Seeds. Oh, I've never heard of Seeds before. That sounds good though. And I like how you said startup because you can clearly see people are still doing stuff like they're going about their day to day. But it is like they've gotten past the major outbreak. At this point in the story, they've all gone past the major outbreak, and this is kind of what the world looks like after that. Times I've been wanting to say so much, but like you have to draw all this stuff out, and it's like, oh my gosh. I think part of what makes this particular one shot a bit daunting for me, a bit more daunting for me, is the fact that uh, like there's a specific amount that has to be done before I complete it. Like for example, if I was working on the typical comic, I'd probably release like a monthly schedule. To be honest with you, at least to start off. But even at that, I can draw 50 something chapters and go sleep. You know, and that's one uh, that's one chapter like that. You know, I wish I could produce faster because I feel like a month is technically a little slow for audience retention. I don't know how people are going to be able to really keep up with it. You know, like, oh wait, what happened again? I'll be like, I don't know if you know. Again, I don't know if y'all watch One Piece, but in One Piece, usually the episodes start off with like a 5 minute recap of previous events. 5 minutes. Oh my gosh, I love the show, but like, sometimes they're really testing it, you know. And I'm wondering if I were to do it on a monthly schedule, gonna have to do something like that. So a one shot is kind of like think of it as a kind of self-contained story. So, for example, there's gonna be stuff happening. You know, all the stuff you're seeing here is gonna happen with Khadija and her backstory, and then that's it. Obviously, there's more going on in the world. The way I've set it up is, of course, there's other characters doing their own thing, but This story is simply centered around Khadija. It's a short story. In the manga space, it's usually around 50 to 60 chapters long. So, have you ever heard of Look Back before? The story Look Back? Or rather, did you watch? Do you know about Fujimoto, the creator of Chainsaw Man? Do you know about his work at all? Apart from Chainsaw Man, of course. What am I supposed to do? Because if you know about his work, then you've probably heard of Look Back. And I meant to get that manga. I saw it in a bookstore. I like buying books or manga in bookstores specifically. And I went to a bookstore recently, um, and I went to a bookstore recently to get a gift for my girlfriend. And I looked and saw the Look Back there. I was like, yo, I wanted it so bad. No law, but I didn't have any social media before COVID. But I've watched Chainsaw Man. See, spicy. Like what? Spicy. You've been drawing. That's like your thing. Because what do you mean you're on social media before? Honestly, that means you're at peace. You must have been at peace before COVID then. But yeah, basically, if you ever heard of Look Back, and the little short anime thing called Look Back, it's a one shot. It was based off a one shot manga. I wish I had other examples to tell you about. What other examples are there? Yeah, not a lot more. I will say a lot of mangaka started off making one shots before they ever got into manga. They started before they started getting into fully serialized comics and manga and stuff. They started off by doing what's it called, one shots, just short stories to kind of test and see. I was living under a rock, thought the AI was gonna attack at any moment. Yeah, that's real though. At this point, they're already attacking. They are already attacking. They're here. Houston, we have a problem. But yes, a lot of mangaka started out doing one shots, and that's part of the reason why I'm doing a one shot. I feel like it's kind of like good luck, you know. I'm like seeing what a lot of popular people or notable. Let me not say popular because that sounds vapid or vain, but notable artists. I've seen what they. A lot of them start off making short stories like this, so that's what I'm doing. I want whatever juice they got, essentially. And I feel like I've thought of a pretty unique way, not unique, but I'm sure someone else has done it before, but interesting way to go about making these one shots by instead of worrying about everybody, just focusing on certain characters and writing their stories. You know? And I think the main goal, like the main thematic element I'm trying to practice with this one shot is kind of getting emotion, like making the audience cry or almost cry. I feel like I can make some people cry with this one, to be honest. Some people, not everybody. But I feel like with this one, I can make some people cry. I'm confident in that. Was a conspiracy theorist, planned for the apocalypse and everything. Really? Okay, I got a question for you then. Have you heard of this book? Is it on the table? No, it's not on the table. Okay. Have you heard of Parable of a Sower? You have to. You have to have heard of that if you're what's that thing called? A doomsday planner? Prepper? I think that's what it's called. But my family was normal and they thought I was crazy. Oh man. I wonder what led to that. What made you I guess fear? But yes, have you heard of Pablo of the Solar? You have to have heard of that. You have to. I don't want to hear any excuses. You said you're living under a rock, but that doesn't matter. That's one of the books you should have. I've been reading that book for like a whole year now. I suck at reading, y'all. I've really tried. I've kind of gotten back into it. I read the book for a couple chapters and kind of didn't really go for. Oh, Parable. Let me type it in for you. Parable of the Sower. by Olivia. Wait, huh? By Octavia Butler. You were doomsday prepping during COVID. You lost 30 pounds. What are y'all doing? What is happening? Why are y'all so scared? Oh, what am I? Oh, I'm typing the wrong thing. Like, why on earth are you? What you scared of? I mean, people were dying. Rest in peace. And the world was kind of looking kind of crazy. But still, for real, I went crazy. Was graduating, so it was a lot. Ooh, same here. Yo, I'm still pissed about that. I don't care. I'm gonna keep saying it to anybody who has to hear. We did not get a, what's it called? We did not get a graduation. We got a freaking YouTube video. Or not even a YouTube. They didn't even bless us. They didn't even give us the honor of being on YouTube. They just put a link and said, yeah, and they streamed it, essentially streamed it to everybody to watch at the same time. Ha! My days. I was panicking, man. It was like the World War Z. Change myself like anime character. That's crazy. Man, I got COVID. I got COVID during that period. Did y'all ever get COVID? There's no way y'all got COVID while you're saying. Free OMG. I missed out on a lot. No yearbook. No yearbook is crazy though. I can't lie. No, that's a problem. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what your school was doing. I can't lie. Y'all should have sued for that. Because didn't you have to pay senior dues? And that should be part of the senior dues. Where's my money at? Or did they not make y'all pay for that year because of what was going on? I got COVID because my roommate went to ATL. And coughed in the kitchen is crazy. Not Atlanta. I swear, I've seen so many people hate on Atlanta so much, and it's like, it's not that bad over here. What are we talking about? No, my mom did though, and we looked at her crazy. Wait, your mom? Let me see. Oh, she paid the dues. Shit. I feel bad for her. Y'all are crazy down there. I got family. Ah. Look, I know things happen, but then again, I'm probably more happy about it because I don't necessarily go into Atlanta a lot, except for commuting through and stuff like that. I do actually kind of enjoy it. Like, I mean, when I say I go to Atlanta, I don't necessarily go to the parts you're probably thinking of. She heard on the phone while we were all in the car together for context. Jeez. Y'all didn't give a damn about COVID and sorry, kept partying. That's true. I'm not gonna lie, that's true. They were not responsible over here. I can't lie. They were not responsible. But yeah, I mean, it's the South. I don't know what else to say. Literally, people were. I would go into. I was working in a grocery store at that time, so I would know. Of course, that's how I got COVID. But I was working in a grocery store, and I remember I kept seeing people walking in and like they would come in without their mask. Some of them would have their mask but put it down, almost to taunt you. And they would spit. They would spit up and do all sorts of crazy stuff. And what we did to tackle that, we had to get like plexiglass in front of the cash registers, just because of them. I cursed her out and used my journalism skills to debunk her arguments. Oh! Y'all must be good friends, because if y'all fought over that and you're still living together, wow. But yes, I had old people coming into the store, spitting in my face, talking about Some people try to press me for wearing a mask. By the way, oh no, I only live with that heifer for 1 year and dipped. Oh, okay. So you don't. Okay, you're not friends with her. Clucky, cause what? Oh, clock it. Look, you got Nicole in the bottom left corner saying it too. Clock it, indeed. Yeah, that's crazy. I'm sorry to hear that. The scary roommate stories are scary. Indeed. But yes, I had these customers come into the store and press me for wearing a mask. They're like, "Why are you wearing that?" I had to turn around and look at it and say, "Who are you talking to?" First off. Second of all, do you not recognize something going on in the air? There's something in the air. No, they didn't care. So yeah, it's the South. I don't know what to tell you. It's the South. And right, people was crazy like wearing a mask would spread further. Yes, they were trying. Like, it was multiple times. People would come in and be like, "Why are you wearing that?" Or like, "Y'all don't know. Y'all don't know. Y'all know you don't have to wear that, right?" I'm like, "Just buy your stuff and leave, man. I don't know. I don't want to talk to you." Man, I had so many weird stories from going to working at a grocery store. One time it was just a random, but one time I remember me and I hope he's doing well. I haven't really spoken to him in a minute since then. So I was a cashier and then he was my bagger, at least for the moment there. And remember we were just doing our jobs and this lady comes into the line and she's looking at us. You know, this older, palm colored lady, if you know what I'm saying. This older white lady. And she's just looking at us down. Mind you, we were in high school. Let me stress that point. And we looked like high schoolers. It wasn't like there was no question about it. Yes, on the street or just walking in any store for real, exactly. And she looks at us and she's like, y'all should come to my house. You want to come to my house? And we're like, no, we didn't even know what to say in the moment because, like, what do you mean? Yes. And she keeps going on and she's like, yeah, I got a house. And she points into so nearby here, there's like a bit of I don't want to call it a mountain. I don't know if it's as big as a mountain, but it's kind of like a hilly, mountainous kind of area. And she points in that direction and says, "That's where I live. You want to come over there?" She was trying to turn us into a statistic, y'all. Golly. Yes. And we were noticeably kids. Noticeably kids. I'm telling you, where's Chris Hansen when you need him, man? Yes. I feel like Loki the crazy stuff people say to like young black men in particular and stuff like that because they feel like, you should be happy about it. Or I don't know, whatever reason. It's like Jesus. But yeah. What's the moral of the story? I have plenty of stories like this, by the way. Not this specific case, but just plenty of like weird grocery store stories. I like I like the gift you have there. How do y'all get gifts? I'm trying to figure out how to do like the thing. I know they say you have to be like an affiliate, so I think I need to stream on. I think once I stream on Thursday, maybe it'll let me become an affiliate and all that stuff. Or was it just gonna go back to the start? Because they say you have to stream 4 times a month. Go. So it'll take me about 2 weeks to get to that. If they restart it, because I started streaming like halfway through, or the last week of January. So I wonder if they'll let me. Spicy, you're not wrong. Thanks. I often had customers come into the store, look at me and my fellow cashier or bagger, and be like, "Y'all be good kids, okay? I'm just doing my job. What did I do to you?" Some do try to tell us who to vote for and who to support and stuff. Like, okay, y'all are good kids. Look, don't listen to what the media is telling you. Um, uh, Use your common sense. I'm like, okay, all right. Have y'all worked in a grocery store before? I'm telling you, it's something. I feel like this is gonna sound kind of maybe dumb to say, but I feel like everyone should at least work in a grocery store once if they can. I feel like it's experience that like just so many funny stuff and like insane stuff that happens. I feel like it's something that everyone should experience, maybe. But maybe that's a bit of a dumb thing to say. Okay, so I'm done with this panel for now. I'm putting dialogue in later, by the way, just because I can go faster that way. Next panel. Worked at Subway. Oh yeah, it's over. Subway, it's over. Yeah, it's done. Subway's a whole new level of problem. I don't think I'll ever work in fast food. That's one thing I know I can't do it. I'm sorry. I am honestly I duff my cap. I salute y'all who can do that. Honestly, I could not. I really couldn't. I really couldn't do it. Like people get worked up about groceries, but food. Oh my days. Let's tighten up this panel a little bit because there's a bit of tension. Ooh, that's another thing too that at least I'm doing. Y'all can try it out when you make your own comics too. Take notes if you want. If you want. It's just a suggestion. When you have like what's it called? Conflict, dramatic conflict kind of rising. You can tighten the panels to kind of give the reader like a little bit of stress. So if you notice with the one shot, a lot of the panels are like wide on both sides. This one is a little small for a specific reason, but even this one is wide. This one is wide. All that stuff. But then you can see I'm going to slowly start tightening the panels here. So I got this one that's like a box inside and not really on the edges. I'm just slowly start making it smaller and smaller as the conflict rises until exposure. So let me see. Look at my storyboard here. So yeah, here's an example of what I mean. Like it gets smaller and smaller and smaller, and then wait, and then this is a wide shot. Explode. Yeah, never again for you. The people that complains on my feet all day. Yeah. And I be hearing the managers. I be hearing stuff that the managers and these type of like businesses be doing. They're like weirdos and. Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot going on. Okay, next panel. I also have to try to keep the characters on the same side of everything so there's no confusion or there's little confusion. I'm actually gonna rotate from the reference image here. I'm gonna have her staring him down. I was gonna have her look at the lady, but I'm actually gonna have her still staring down the guy because she's like laser focused on trying to get his ass. But yeah, at some point I was curious about what's it called? Ooh, there we go. I was curious about playing games on Twitch or something. It's like but I need more stuff for that to happen. So, what's one thing that's like that initially to you was what's the word? kind of like irresponsible purchase, but it ended up working out for you in the long run? What's one thing that like that for y'all? I think for me, do you think about these white panels based off of the scene or information building? Um, I think it's based off the scene. Uh, Honestly, there haven't been a lot of moments until now where the wide panels is something that definitely have to consider. There hasn't been a lot of moments like that in the one shot. Oh, this her nose isn't showing. What am I doing? So it was kind of easy for me to map out. Hey, I want these panels to start tightening up. You know, but essentially, you use a wider panel. You can use a wider panel for like as an establishing shot. You can use it as you can use it as a general basic panel, nothing crazy going on. But it's also really good for um, an explosion of like emotion, because now it's gonna get from this point on, it's gonna get smaller and smaller and smaller, and then wham, it's a big explosion, like kind of a big how do I say it? Like a shouting. She's gonna shout at her, and it's gonna be wider. So it's kind of like you're reading it, it's getting smaller, and then boom, it like kind of like jumps at you in your face as you're reading it, and yeah. So those are kind of the things you have to consider when making comics. It's exactly why I say like you really should, when you get your art style to a certain bit of comfortability, go ahead and get started, because a lot of stuff you're not gonna learn. Art style is kind of just like the start of it. There's people whose art styles may not be conventionally seen as the best, which that's a subjective thing to say because every art style is good because you're sitting and drawing it, you know, especially in the era of AI. But because of the narrative, the way you can tell that they know what they're doing narratively, you can tell that. So um, there's other skills. What I'm saying essentially, there's other skills to build apart from your art style or like art level. You know what I mean? Are y'all catching what I'm throwing? Ooh, 21 draw books when it was on sale, but it's a lot of information to go through. I still haven't gone through after 2 or 3 years of 4 books. And are these? Oh, drawing books. You got 21 drawing books. Oh, I mean, it's just gonna take you some time to get through them. Um, it's gonna come in handy. There's gonna be something you need to do, and it's like, oh wait, I have it. You know. So I don't think try not to worry about that. You have your whole life to study those. And when you do become an awesome, um, popular manga artist or illustrator, you could then show people your company said you want to draw. Oh, okay. What was I saying? When you become a popular, awesome illustrator, you can then show people, hey, look at all the stuff I studied. You know, it'll increase your what's the word? Prestige. You know what I'm saying? Let's see her shoulder. Let's see her shoulder. Which one is in front right now? Hang on. I gotta make sure I can tell which one is in front. There we go. She has a big forehead, yo. I realized this when I was trying this earlier. She has a big forehead. Mm-mm-mm. It's hilarious. She like me for real. I'm trying to honestly, when I'm drawing again, a lot of observation, of course, is. Oh wait, that's not what I want. A lot of observation is necessary because even right now, like the way I'm drawing her hands, the stuff that I've kind of seen somewhere. I'm just trying to implement that. Yo, this sketchbook is amazing. I really recommend you get it if you want to upgrade your sketches. So right hand forward, left hand back. That means left hand forward. There we go. Whoop. Hang on, I guess what I'm doing. Okay. And there we go. Like that. I also gotta maybe bring down these shoulders a little bit because she's a kid. I don't want to make her look grown. Like, where she got all these muscles from? But yes, I guess what was I saying with mine? Mine was this. Actually, I have a couple things that were a bit of irresponsible kind of thing. My first laptop that I got for myself, it was $800, and I was working at the time, so it wasn't that much of a deal, big deal. And I honestly kind of felt bad after getting it, but I made that money back, you know. So definitely that was a decent one. And then the mic I'm using now was something I kind of just went just to see what I could get that was affordable and stuff. I wasn't really trying to spend more than because at the time I was broke as heck, and I wasn't really trying to spend more than I was trying to spend more than let's say like $20. I ended up spending 54, but yeah, I'm using it now, so wonderful. What am I trying to say? I guess don't beat yourself up for spending on things sometimes. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Sure, look a little buff. Actually, I kind of want her. That's how life works, money wise. Yeah. What's y'all's favorite J-pop song, or rather J-pop like stuff? I recently started listening to Kenshi Yonezu, I think is his name, the dude who made the openings for Peace Sign, by Procreate, and I'm on my fourth Apple Pencil. Mmm, really? I haven't had my Apple Pencil since 2022. I mean, my Apple Pencil does have a bit of glitching here and there, but I wonder how does it, is it like yours going bad, or is it like getting damaged? I guess I'm curious. And it's not just you. I've seen a lot of people like have to replace that. So I'm just curious, like, am I not using my pencil to its fullest potential? You know. Okay, let's figure out the perspective here to make sure the characters are sitting correctly in frame with them, in respect to one another. Broke it half twice and fell in water twice. Dang! A bow and a plague mask is hard. Oh, oh. I'm like, when you said bow, for some reason I thought like bow and arrow. I'm like, what? Yeah, I got you. Thank you. Yeah. Let me see. Let me show y'all the first panel she had. First, let me save. Of course, let's not play around. I feel like that panel, I think I gave her too many wrinkles and too many lines on her face, honestly. But I'm fine with it. I'm just going to leave it the way it is. Let's see. The first time she has this mask on. Oh, yeah, it's this one. Yeah, I think I gave her a bit too many wrinkles on her face. But, I mean, I guess it doesn't matter because she's supposed to be scared. That's the idea. This is the first time she had it on. Look at her. Aww. I feel like her hair matches her energy, too. I feel like I make her hair more spiky when she's angry. I tend to do that. What's Procreate like? I have an XP pen, and Only use CSP or Critter. I don't like Critter. Yeah, don't blame me. When you get Crystal Paint, you can't go back. Switch to CSP. Again, Crystal Paint is good. Procreate is, I mean, from what I use it, I know it's good because people make amazing stuff with it. But for me, the my issue is the line art. I don't like the line art system in Procreate. It makes me a little bit hard. It makes it a little bit hard for me to draw. I don't know, just the idea of like it's kind of like following. I feel like in Clipsio and Procreate, I mean, it's kind of following you awkwardly. I kind of don't like that. I'd rather just draw my lines and have it show, you know. And besides that, like I also draw with stabilization on, so of course I have to have it stabilized, and that's what excuse me, that's what causes the little what's it called? The little glitch, not the glitch, the little like following. I'm spicy. You know what I mean when I say that? When you have the stabilization turned on to max and you're drawing, it's kind of like following you awkwardly, and that kills my drive to use the app. I was gonna try Play Tool side. Oh yeah, the jeez. Oh my gosh, yo. That was my first drawing software. I think it's pretty. I'm sure it's outdated now. That's in the settings. Yeah. Really? You can make it stop following you that way? Woo. I might have to invest in some Procreate hours. I need to be a jack of all trades, you know. If that's a setting, then I might need to invest. Oop. Right, hang on, let me get this mask just in case I'm not doing nonsense. Yeah. So what we're saying is, I didn't think to look at it. Pretty much, I was pretty much lazy to actually look into how to fix my problem, even though it was right there. That's what I'm hearing. Gulp. You can fix it, but it's a gesture control. That pencil. I think I know what you're talking about. Like, look, I'm doing a line art right now, and it's just smoothly following my pencil. Just like, whoop, whoop. And there's a bit of lag. You can probably notice a bit of lag here, but that's only because of the fact that I'm streaming. So the whole computer is just overall fighting for its life right now. I feel like my audio was much better on this live than the last one. I was so mad. The last live was so like informative and everything, but like the audio was terrible. It's like what? So even when I tried to clip it up, I had to go in and start editing using CapCut to edit and add my own dialogue instead. Just like boo, man, boo. I don't think that should be it. All right. Let's see. Let me make sure. You think she gonna say something here? But the art was cool. A have I have used Fire Alpaca and it was cute, but not really good for comments. Wait, wasn't Fire Alpaca like the previous version of maybe I'm wrong, but wasn't that like a previous version of Clip Studio Paint? Oh no, I'm thinking of Manga something. Manga Studio. Never mind. Fire Alpaca. So what was even more for like basic illustrations? Oh, her eyebrows are not that big. What am I doing? Jeez. She's a little baby. She has tiny eyebrow. Like this. That I need to that I definitely need to move up because what on earth? You know. It's more meant for illustration, honestly. I see. Ibis Paint as well. Didn't care for that one. I see you went to the whole gauntlet. It seems. Is that like is this a case where you tried everything before choosing Clip Studio Paint? Is that what happened? That's what it sounded like. I feel like I'm getting this eye angle not correct. And I'm doing the thing I just told y'all not to do. You gotta draw it bit by bit. You can't draw all at once. Because you can catch when it's uneven that way. Yeah, I tried everything before CSP. Yeah, that's real. You're like, I don't want to pay. I don't want to pay anything at all. Have I ever tried Procreate before? I mean, not Procreate. Sorry, Photoshop. Y'all must have been confused as hell when I just asked that. All right, let's double check. I feel like this one's a little wonky. Of course. Nope. You hate Photoshop? Dang, I feel like it's not as. I love Photoshop for like editing text. Like sometimes I wish Photoshop Paint had like the same text edit features, but apart from that, yeah, you're correct. Photoshop is booty cheeks. Yeah, I feel you on that. Oop, oop. Oh, she's arguing with the lady. I have to learn it for a job. Really? Ooh, that's interesting. Awkward. Let's talk. Let's talk about that. You got an art job? That actually sounds really interesting. So you've worked in the industry? Oh, went back to Procreate after 2 hours. Dang, 2 hours. I will say the interface is terrible for learners for sure. It's like learning a coding language just to freaking draw. Like, I ain't trying to do all that, man. I am not reading all that. Look at her forehead, man. He just disrespected her man's, so her woman's, so she can't let it slide. And she's 9 years old. Oh my! It just went down. No, I was in media lab. Ooh, still sounds tough though. Yeah, I wanted to give it a good chance. I got a headache. No, not a headache. Ah! Headache is crazy. Yeah, there is a lot going on there, and it's like it's also expensive too. I think that's the big one for me. Y'all actually genuinely have me messed up. Oh my gosh, I keep trying to zoom out, but I keep pressing the wrong thing. It was my second favorite job in college. I cried when I had to leave. Oh, so was it the friends you made along the way? Was it a journey? The friends made along the way? The hopes, the dreams, the smiles, the laughter. everything. I wonder why people coming in here for the first time and watching things about what's going on. No, I got to play with. See. I had a feeling you would say that, so I try to give you a little play with cameras. See, that's the thing. I try to give you a little expose, a little help there, but you went and then told me you didn't. We weren't even looking at the people. Dang. At least you got stories though. That's true. She said friends. They got cameras in there. I got to play with cameras, Wacom tablets, sound booths. That sounds genuinely amazing. That sounds like a dream. Please put me on. Tag me in, coach. I'm actually trying to see if I can apply for a master's right now. So just because you said that, I might see if they have any opportunities in that department. Although my old college job, I think they would let me back in immediately if I went back. So my options. I don't know. All right, let's go. 1, 2, like this. 1, 2. You can't lie. I've been enjoying drawing this part of the comic because a lot of the characters are wearing masks on, and it makes my job kind of easier. Especially because the masks. Ooh, I can't speak that. My accent won't let me. The masks are all kind of the same. Not kind of the same, they literally are the same. So it's easier for me. Y'all should hop on case them characters if you got time. Non-sponsored. Okay. Say less. Let me write that down. Was the film class? Uh-oh. I was in film class and the guy said I killed off my actor because he was annoying. What? Why? Why don't he worry about his own? And when you say actor, do you mean you mean character? So why isn't he worried about his own character? I'm curious. What's in it for him to be worried about yours? People just saying stuff, man. Leave me alone. Leave me alone. Also, if y'all notice, the line art for this one shot is definitely sketchier than my typical illustrations, obviously. As a way of saving time. And I think I've come to accept that. Because I could do more detail if I had assistants or something like that, but I'm not that guy quite yet. Context: he was a show, indie sci-fi. He was making, okay, and it's free to to the community to submit your characters based off his mood board. Oh, okay, that's nice. He was a director. We had to do our own films, and we were sharing our film process, and he was telling the film process for his project. And he killed off your character because it was annoying, bro. Rage bait, rage bait. I didn't ask you, bro. Oh, he killed off his character because it was annoying. Okay. I see. That's good. Yeah, I'm a little ditzy, y'all, with information. The same thing happened earlier when you were talking about you. I'm like, who's you? I gotta look them up. Genuinely, too. Okay. I probably should use context when I'm talking to people sometimes. Like, why would he kill off her character? The film student he got was annoying him, so he killed off that guy's character. Damn. So were y'all like paired with directors or something? And then the directors would help you out. And that's the thing I wonder: are the directors like people from Hollywood, or are they like just maybe something that's a bit more low budget? Like, do you get like Hollywood people? Hollywood? Yo, my accent is straight up. Hollywood. Is your Wacom or drawing tablet touchscreen? Nah, it's not. I wish. I saw XP Pens now has touchscreen ones. I'm like, y'all, please send me a new one. Send me a touchscreen one. But it might be a little annoying actually when you think about it, because I touch my screen a lot. I just made a sad life story based off of a certain song. Oh, that's cool. So did y'all animate that, or like how is it? Like did you like just do like a video of yourself and like I guess other people that you got to work with? How did that work? Or you just wrote a script? A friend of mine was in film class, and I remember they had him writing scripts and stuff like that. Like, oh, I kind of wish I was able to do that when I was in college. I bribed. Oh no. Let's see where. I'm about to see this. Wait, what did you major in? Film. Okay. And journalism. That's why you said journalism skills. That's why you said that. I'm like, she must have majored or studied that somewhere. That's why you said that. I see. Yep. Minor in journalism. Oh. And I bribed my Ghanaian and Guinea friend with food to be my actors. See, you know what you're doing. I see. You bribed me too with food, so you can cook. Is that what it is? You got stellar cooking abilities, or like you would buy them food. Yeah, I just seen an ad for a Wacom that was touchscreen, and you toggle it off. Oh, Wacom. Was that Wacom I saw? I think it was HP Pen. That sounds amazing though. I bought them food. The way they agreed so easily had me rolling. Well, yeah, food is expensive nowadays, you know. I'm not surprised, even in the slightest. Not the slightest bit surprised. It was shaking crab. See, you bought them you got them seafood stuff. Of course, they were gonna act for you. Nice aura from his kids. All right, now time to colors. Shaking crab. Yeah, you wanted it bad. That's all I know. Yo, I took my brother for seafood boil, and that's the first time you ever saw him have an allergic reaction to something. I think. Can you be allergic to MSG? Is it possible? I'm not sure. Either way, when we saw that reaction, we were scared because none of us in our family have really had allergies like that except for like pollen. You miss editing videos? Yeah, that's a big thing. I remember our school used to give Procreate or no Adobe for free as if you were a student. So I would actually I don't know if, so the YouTube video I posted in Discord yesterday. That was one that I made using Premiere Pro back when our school did that, but then they stopped offering it obviously because money, right? And yeah, that pretty much was a big factor as to why I stopped making videos because I didn't want to use Animatica. Animatica is not as good as Premiere Pro, and I didn't really know any of the ones. Even though I could have just asked around, and I'd have been introduced to DaVinci. But I have DaVinci on my computer now, and I don't even know if my computer can run DaVinci for real. I tried to open it once, and the whole thing was fighting for its life. Damn near seizing just to open the app. One second, let me get a heater. My feet are freezing. You hate Adobe? Okay, so let me actually. I might have to really invest into that. One second, let me get a heater. I'm back. Yeah, I'm gonna try DaVinci again. All right. Unfreeze my legs. Let's go. Back, y'all. Oh yeah. Also, happy Black History Month. Should have said that from the start. Alright, you know what I should do? I'm gonna make a little illustration, kind of like the one I have here. Black History Month. We gotta celebrate. But maybe I could just edit her to maybe change that text. Happy Black History Month, something like that. But for real though, Happy Black History Month, y'all. I just heard that it's 100 years of Black History, of celebrating Black History. That's amazing. I'm surprised that this country let it happen for that long, or that early. Jeez. Indeed. Happy Black History Month celebration. Back in Nigeria, they love that song. Celebrate good times. They always use those songs for events. Any type of celebration and event, you're gonna hear that song. Oh my days. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. I don't know what I'm saying that now. Are y'all Black American? yes, and half Jamaican. Oh, that's nice. I am full Nigerian. My mom is, and my dad is from Trinidad. Oh. Let's see, Jamaica and Trinidad. Okay, spicy. Do you have? Let's see. Do you? Is it? I might be a little ignorant here. Patois. Can you speak it? And Trinidad. What do they speak in Trinidad? Trinidad. Is it also like a Creole as well, like English Creole as well? Patois variant. Ooh, one cool thing I learned apparently is so in West Africa they speak, I guess, the general broken English. You recognize it's crazy. Oh, um, so apparently, in West Africa they speak, what's it called? We have broken English. So it's like English, but you know the same way you have like how Jamaicans not exactly how they sound, but you know how Jamaicans can speak in English, but it's like the variation in what they're saying. And technically, AAV is a similar thing as well. Um, well, technically, you're not Americanized because you're half American. You know? But yeah. Apparently, we're speaking the same language, but it's like of course I mean with English, but it's like in the sense that we have similar words. So correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe picking meaning, or wait, no, that's not a bad word, is it? I don't know, maybe that's a bad word. Let me not say that. But it was something like that. In Jamaican tongue, that's like what we have is Peking. We say Peking instead. I know for certain people from who are Gulagishi, definitely Gulagishi people speak like us, but it sounds a little bit different. I was so my dad wasn't shit, but can't barely understand him. Oh my days. Hmm. Yeah, when I hear it, like really, like when I hear a thick accent, I feel so bad. I feel so bad. I can't understand. One time I was at Publix and I was looking for those patches. Thing called. Oh, you're Gulagichi? That's what's up. It has 8 other siblings on that side too. Yeah. Can they speak it? Sounds very Jamaican. Wait, when I said Peking? Or what? Let's see, what did she say? Oh, you mean the 8 siblings. For us in Nigeria, that usually happened more for like our parents' generation. Like my dad has 8 siblings, my mom has 8 siblings. From one mother. It's like, what is going on? What were y'all doing? And they speak full Jamaican. That's what's up. Well, if you ever feel like it, you pick up some. But yeah, my grandmother had 8 kids. I look at her now, I'm like, how did that happen? And you often, honestly, you often see that when like you didn't know about it until you were 16. Oh, I see. Just found out I have an uncle 8 years older than me. Hey, let's do the math real quick. Is that like unusual? I'm trying to think. That would mean your grandparent maybe had a kid a little later in life, right? Let me see if I'm correct when I say this. Maybe I'm wrong, but I think. Let me make sure I'm correct. No, I'm not correct. Never mind. I was gonna say I have cousins with grandkids, but that's not true. Let me chill. Let me chill on that. And 18, I found out that he had kids. Ah, same. I was 18. that woman had too many kids and had one more years before I was born. So they had family drama. Ah, I can imagine. Oh my gosh. Family family planning is essential. Hey, at least I feel like our generation. I feel like our generation kind of got it though. We understood the program. We're like, yeah, we can't be doing this, bro. Forget about all the other stuff. It's like it's too expensive to do all that now. To have so many, offspring. Like what? Back home in our village, back home, literally our house, our like family compound. Does that make any sense? Is split between the different. Because my granddad had, he was a polygamist. Let's just say that. As you find a lot of older, like really older, a lot of older Nigerian will tell you that their grandparents were polygamists. Yeah. So the compound was literally as in you walk in the building, you walk in the compound. The right side is my grandmother's side of the family. The left side is my step grandmother. On their side of the family. So like a bunch of houses here for those people, houses on the right for the other people. Yeah. I'm telling you, old school African men, they do not play. I don't know what they got going on. Yeah. And the kicker is that we all live in the same area, and kids. Yeah, wait. We all live in the same area. All kids and second granddad. Jeez. I know your family members were stressing. Talk family planning, very important. Very important. And like I guess my step grandmother side of the family. Yeah, too weird. Imagine all the fights y'all had. Jesus. My what's it called? My step grandmother side of the family. Like they're so different from our side that it's like you can barely like engage in them. Like yeah. And y'all know about the immigrant tax. Have y'all heard of that before? No, what's that? It's essentially the idea. It's not an actual government tax, but essentially it's the idea that one person in the family makes it, and then everybody else pretty much just throws their hands up in the air and is like, if we need shit, we're just gonna ask them for it since they made it to the U.S. or UK or whatever. Y'all haven't had that type of stuff before? There's like probably one person in your family that everybody goes to ask for money, even though the rest can work themselves. But they just decide that since you've made it, you're gonna be our freaking bank account. Oh yes, exactly. Yep, that's the immigrant tax. My dad is that person essentially. Yeah, he paid for what's it called? The tuition. My friend, my friend, Mike Guinea had that story. Yeah, exactly. My dad paid for all pretty much for his immediate brother, not like the step family, but for his immediate brother, he paid for all pretty much all their colleges back home. He furnished the whole house that they have that they're living in right now. It's actually diabolical. I can't lie. Are y'all gonna do that for your family? That's funny. I already had people trying to ask me for money and stuff. I just tell them, I don't got it. You're not about to turn me into a bank account for you. But I think y'all got it though. I'm sure y'all don't mind being the family cash cow. My dad is the same for my uncle. They're building a house down in Jim. Oh, not building the house. Don't even bring that up. Don't even. Oh, don't even talk about it. Oh, not the. Ooh, the properties. Oh, the stuff that happens over property. Oh my god. The wars that are fought over an empty plot of land. Don't even start that. No, no loaning out money. I went low cocked out with a friend because she only called for money. That's real. That's real. When she calls, you say, I'm busy right now. Call me back later. A friend tried to do that to me. I don't know why I was slow. I don't know why I didn't realize that was going on. Like he didn't call multiple times, but just one time. I didn't spoke to him in years at this point. So he called, and he just told me, like his life story, all the stuff that's happened to him since I left the country and everything. And I'm hearing this, I'm like, damn. Oh, I'm sorry about that. I'm sorry to hear that. This and the third. And then he's like, and then we were talking for like a whole hour. And then this man is like, so, my guy, please, anything you want. He said, just $100. Y'all know the conversion rates for $100 back home? Just $100, just anything you can give. And it shit broke my heart. Like my heart was broken when I heard that. When he said that. So when he told me that, I just gave him 20, and we haven't talked again since then. I'm too stubborn for that. I said, here's $20. That should give you some stuff. And have a nice day. I don't know why I couldn't just say, no, I'm not giving you nothing. I probably should have just done that, but I felt like, he spent all this time trying to not craft a story. I'm not saying stuff didn't happen, but like, trying to, set the scene, I gotta give him something, for his trouble. Ooh, what is this? Yeah, it's tough when stuff like that happens. And then it's like, dang, did you mess with me for real? Do you mess with me for real? That's the thing. Alright. There we go. Flash for these guys done. Now, let's begin adding the rest. So we got my tone. Used to be that way with my uncle. I told my mom, and she was like, he's a grown man, and my grandfather just gave him money. Mind you, it was mine. And my sister's birthday party. He was asking you all for money on your birthday? Gave him everything? No! How young were you? Dang it! They got your ass. That's how it is. Sometimes they're like, when you get birthday money, they say, let me keep it for you. You don't know. It was 11? Yeah, it was cooked. Yeah, it was over. And you can even argue if you wanted to. Sometimes we get. Yeah, I'm sorry about that. That uncle. And your granddad just gave him all your money. No. And they enable these people. So it's like, of course, they're gonna keep coming back. They keep giving them stuff. It's like, so they think they can just keep asking, and it's gonna, even if you struggle for a little bit, you're eventually gonna give them the money. That's the mindset. I feel like. They'll be like, all right, you can struggle, argue, whine, but eventually you're gonna give me that money. Unfortunate. No, he said he was homeless. Should I make that joke? Should I make that joke? Oh, I probably shouldn't. Please speed. My mom is kind of homeless. I'm sorry. thing is homeless is crazy. He wasn't homeless, was he? Can you even really be homeless in an African household or a Caribbean household? Because people always let him back in. Yeah, it's. That's the thing. Was he actually homeless and broke? That's a good question. He took money from a baby, literally. No, not at all. He had a house. It was just, and it was just, and he was just a drug. Oh, okay. Jeez. And people just let him do it, so they're gonna keep coming back. That's the issue. No one's telling them not to do it. No one's telling them to back off or to lock in. So it's just gonna keep happening. We have to set that boundary ourselves, and then they look at us crazy when we do. Isn't that something? And I thought he was just borrowing. No. Do you still talk to him now, or is it like more of a like a you'll say hi if he comes by or not? But apart from that, you don't really engage with him for it. So I'd be salty about that for the rest of my life. I'm greedy like that. I mean, you were 11, so yeah, it was easy for them to give you that impression that he was just borrowing it. Come on, he'll pay you back. He was not gonna pay you back. That's actually messed up when you think about it. Low key, your birthday money. I'm actually thinking about it more. It's like your birthday money. Ah. And if you decided to scrap it for that day, because of that, you be the problem. For those just coming in, welcome in. Working on my comic right now. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask. Um, yeah, we're just kind of chatting as I'm doing this. He just passed away. Ooh, okay, well, he wasn't even the worst uncle I had. Let me hold my tongue then. If he passed away. Uncles are something, aren't they? Uncles always up to no good. I just realized, I need to add smoke in the air. Let's see. Yeah, I gotta make a couple of fixes. I would ignore it and just keep going, but I don't want to forget it. Gotta keep it consistent. Excuse me. What was I gonna say? Y'all feel like you're people that would like have like distant relationship with your extended family members? I feel like I have a distant one, honestly. It's only a couple that I'm cool with like that. And even cool with like that, it means that we'll be cordial when we meet, but like we don't like they live in different states, so it's like it's kind of I always feel sad when I see stuff about like families that are like far away from one another, or, like separated kind of, because it's like that community that's kind of necessary to make life easier is absent. I mean, you can create that with friends, honestly. So it's not the end of the world, but It's just something to think about, I guess. Okay, let's reduce this opacity. Alright, that's that one. Then let's see this one. We don't need that. Then these ones, we don't need that either. I think probably here. My other uncle stole everything from my grandfather's daycare and sold it for $10 for the white medicine. Did you just say everything? When you say everything, do you mean literally everything? All new computers. I'm trying to tell you about everything because my head is kind of like itching at that thought. So it's like everything. Why? That was so unnecessary. You must have just hated your grandfather. That's what it sounds like. Just adding a little mist here to show. Maybe that's some air. There we go. Then we can continue. So you're saying he bought all new computers with the medicine from the store? Is that what you mean? Was it with y'all when? Was that on live when those people came to? Was that? Let me try this again in English. Was I with y'all when those people came in to repair stuff? I know an awkward sheep must have been there, but. Oop, there you go. Yeah. Everything from games to computers to TV, money out of. Wait, I'm trying to. Like, how old is your uncle? Because what on earth? Video games is crazy. It's freaking stealing out here, man. So did your grandfather disown him? That's what it sounds like. That sounds like the next logical step. All right, there we go. Now I'm gonna add the mood lighting for this. No, okay, there we go. Same, man. This is not even the same uncle. Oh, brother. Just out here up to no good. No good at all. Video games are something, I can't lie. The hold they have on like people, it's like it's got to be studied. And I'm sure there's studies about it already. Do anything for the game. Your grandfather forgave him? How? How? That's crazy. Second or third or... I think it's just because it's a guy, I can't lie. The grandparents always forgive their kids. Like, yeah, I see what you mean. I think part of it is because he's a guy. They tend to be very lenient with their male sons, I feel like. It was his brother. Oh, the brother of the. Okay. Yeah, it's bad. The sons, man, always get away with it. Grandsons. I feel like if like maybe your aunts had done something, not necessarily the same thing, but something similar or a similar level, they won't get that same level of forgiveness. I feel like guys tend to get a lot of forgiveness when it comes to their actions. In a lot of families. It's extremely unfortunate. He grew up stealing and in the military. Oh, he stole in the military? Oh no, and then he went to the military. Okay. Then in and out of jail. Ooh, I was talking to my girlfriend about this earlier, and I feel like a lot of families, at least like black, like both in diaspora and like here and stuff, a lot of families are suffering kind of from this whole thing of like, kind of being atomized from one another. So I don't know about your. I'm not gonna claim to know anything about your uncle. He might just be doing that for love of the game. But like you see a lot of times, especially in their high school years, like family members are struggling with one thing or another, like depression or whatever they got going on in their mind, and the family, everybody in the family kind of keeps their nose out of the business, which in a lot of ways is good. But what that means is that there's no one to really check, if that makes any sense. He's the oldest of 8. That's a lot. And 8 from the same mother, or 8 from what's it called? Different mothers. But that's what I'm saying. Like, a lot of stuff is atomized. There's a lot of atomization going on in our families, and it's like a lot of people are kind of left alone that shouldn't be left alone when they're younger. That is, and that results in yeah, he was the youngest of all from the same mother and father. Wow. So y'all were on that timing too? And also too, family planning is also part of it. Also part of the issue. Because if they have too many kids, then it's like they don't know what to do with all them kids. Wait, hang on, I gotta actually undo what I just did. Like for example, my grandmother has what was it? She has 52 great grandchildren and grandchildren. Like what? I'm pretty sure when she passed away. So if you get all the grandchildren and great grandchildren together, it's like 50 something people. That's just one mother. You have too many kids. Some kids get left out because you can't. Having attention for all those kids is not easy. And then, yeah, it's just a mess overall. It's just a mess overall. Okay, sorry, I'm just trying to resize this page a little bit. Oh, another thing too, when you're working, when you're doing working on webtoons and stuff, try not to increase the size because you can increase the length of the pages. Try not to do it as much as possible. Like I just increased mine a little bit now. Try not to do that if you can. If you can avoid it, try not to, because things start having you'll start having errors when it's saving. There we go. Yeah, the mother and father died. Great grandmother early. My grandfather was raising them up since he was 18 in college. That's so heartbreaking. He might have not got to live the life he wanted to fully because he has so much stuff to worry about behind it. Dang. sorry to hear that. Is this grandfather, is he late right now, or is he still doing his thing? I just realized. I think I'm gonna cut that other panel, this other page short, and just steal this panel because I feel like this next part I need to put the dialogue and like a lot of the text and stuff together because it'll allow me to putting them all together will allow me to because I need to congest the dialogue. You know what I'm talking about when you have characters talking over each other? I need to do that right now. That's the goal right now. Let's see. Yeah, shake my head, but he did get married and has been married for 58 years. Hey, he's still alive with his twin sister. I'm also a twin. She's also a twin, 79 years old. Oh wow. Our grandparents were strong, yo. I'm telling you, our grandparents were strong. Like, I don't know, they were eating something different. My grandmother lived till she was 90 something, and she, like it was crazy too. Like, so we saw her when we went back home in 2022. We saw my grandmother. I don't know how old she was then, but she was up and kicking. Like, she was moving about. Like, this is a 90-year-old woman, and she's just not using a walking stick, just walking around doing stuff. Like, what do y'all eat? What is happening? And then, when she eventually passed away from illness and stuff, it was literally just like a couple months of deteriorating. If that makes any sense. Like it was all really sudden and quick, like faster than like, you know, modern medicine or like there's no real way to like slow it down or nothing. It was all like in one fell swoop. So yeah, grandparents are strong. I guess is what I'm trying to say in all this. Loki, especially the bad ones. Especially the bad ones. They're not going anywhere. Just move this panel up. And move it around here and then go and delete that one from the previous page. I need to get a wire organizer for this table. There's so many like cords going up and down. I feel like, excuse me. I feel like if I were to have kids, I only have like one or two. I don't lie. So when I see stuff like that, I'm like, wow, y'all got it. For real, my grandpa still run a summer camp with my baby cousins. Well, he has 29 and counting ground children. Ah. They do bring a lot of life into the world, honestly. I guess that's one thing that you can be happy about. You just wish it all went, well, Let me get some water real quick. My throat is dry. I'm back. Yo, hydrate yourselves. Drink some water. I'm trying to figure out my own little quirky thing that I do. pencil. Oh. For this shape, would you make another page on another doc to extend? Let's see. So the page is already made for you. Let me show you how it looks, I guess. When you hit new and you do this. Okay, here we go. Yeah, I think I just had to share the whole screen like this because it's easier for y'all to see stuff I'm doing, the pop-up menu and stuff. But if you look at here, you go to this second thing. It's called comic. That's for however you see Webtoon. Literally saying Webtoon for you, y'all. Clipstudio Paint is goated. It's literally saying Webtoon. So that's Webtoon right there. And then you'll see all the size formatting. This stuff from earlier. Bruh, gotta remember what I said. Would you make another page to extend? No, I wouldn't do that. I think I would just start in the next page instead. I'll write in the way so I can start in the next page. I see what you mean now. Because making, like, adding pages is not really, like, if you want to add pages, let it be that you're adding at the end. Because the system gets weird when you add pages, like, in between. Like, the naming conventions are off, and sometimes that might cause problem when it's trying to load the files. For example, let me see if I can open. Come on, computer, you got this. You got this. I believe in you. What is this at? Let's go to Queen of Diamonds. Yeah, about not extending the page, yeah. So, for example, see, I literally had 3 versions of the second part here. I'm working on this 3rd version right now. I had 3 versions of the second part because the first 2 version would give me that problem because I was extending the pages too long. And so, if you look here on Clipstudio Paint, you'll see that all the pages have a name, page 0001, 002, blah blah blah, all that stuff. If I were to rename one of these files now, it wouldn't let me save on the actual. It wouldn't let me even save what I'm doing here. It would tell you that there's something wrong with the file management system. So adding pages in between is just gonna cause chaos. You know what I'm saying? It can technically still work, but it's gonna look like different here. Because I actually had to do that for the last part of this one shot. I had to add a page for the last part of this one shot, and that was the issue I was facing there. Where it would literally just be, okay, let me see if I can show y'all. Let's see. And I wouldn't be able to see it properly. Look, see, for example, like we can see the 722 here. Basically, it's weird stuff like that. So this is why you really have to plan ahead as much as you can. Obviously, some things just come in naturally. Like a lot of panels, like you see me here, I kind of added them in post. Or like while working, I was like, this panel would make this work. I would like if I had this here, you know. So obviously stuff like that happens, but try to plan as much as possible as far as storyboarding is concerned to reduce the likelihood of having to make those type of changes that could potentially cause some conflict in your work. In your work. I love doing a British accent. That's funny. Yeah. It's okay. Don't be stressed. It's not. Yeah. It's not like what's the word? That bad. So as you can see here, you see what I'm talking about. How I'm having the panels. Oh, another thing too is spacing in between. That's when you're making your comics, when you're doing your spacing. The closer you use spacing, essentially to control the speed at which the people are reading your story. So you want to think about that too. For example, here I'm kind of keeping the panels close to each other because they're arguing. They're about to start arguing with one another. So I'm keeping the panels close that way, and I'm gonna have their dialogue literally like overlapping each other to emphasize that point that they're not on good terms right now. That's why I'm keeping it so close compared to previously. So that's why I mean that you probably should get, like, when you get comfortable enough with your art style, start making comics because this is stuff that you're gonna need to know in order to Ooh, how do I do this now? Okay, I'm gonna do this because this is her angle looking at her from up here. This panel shouldn't take long though, so I'm happy about. I am jubilating. Excuse me. Here we go. Honestly, I love these masks that I ended up having to put in this because it makes the speed of these panels go so much quicker. Because all I have to do is just draw the mask. And I'm at the point where I'm actually drawing it from scratch too, because I've drawn enough times where I can remember what it looks like. And it's just a headshot. I'm always happy when I'm doing headshot panels in this comic. Because like I know I can get done this quick. Also, when you're making a serialized story, try not to be. I guess one thing I'm trying to literally like accept myself. Try not to be too worried about being perfect or being amazing. If you don't have assistance, it's gonna be hard for that to happen. And actually, you see this a lot even in professional manga. So I didn't actually know this, but apparently, like creators like Attack on Titan's creator, Tokyo Ghoul. If you actually look at the original releases, especially those that are doing on a weekly basis, if you look at the original releases, the quality of the art. Would you or have you ever thought about teaching manga tips? I have not thought about doing it before because I've not officially made a manga. I feel like I want to be able to do something first before I start going to teach people. Like, what am I going to teach you? What do I know? But you know, as Birdmask gets further along, you know, definitely I can I would love to do that. But for now, I'm just gonna just tell y'all little things that come to my mind as they come by, as they come by. But what was I saying? Oh yes. So Tokyo Ghoul, Chainsaw Man, all of them. Like if you look at the actual quality of the art in their weekly releases compared to the final volumes, you can see there's a massive notable difference, and that's because they're just trying to get it out there. So I guess you don't have to worry about being perfect. And I think what really solidified that for me was when I was looking at references because I was trying to figure out some sizing issues and formatting issues. That's another thing with Webtoon. If you're making your stuff in Webtoon, try to take note of those things because they're actually kind of important. Because Webtoon will only allow you to upload 100 like. So what happens with Webtoon essentially? Once I export this whole project, it will export it into JPEGs. So you'll see like long JPEGs of the art, right? That's what it usually looks like. When you upload the art into Clip Studio Paint, I'm sorry, if you upload it into Webtoon, this is for Webtoon creators. When you upload your stuff into Webtoon, it's gonna clip up your art. It's gonna chop up your art into, I guess, smaller pieces. It's gonna chop it up and then upload it that way. That's how it processes your uploads. Essentially, what happens is once it chops it all up for you, you're only allowed to have 100 of those chopped up pieces per chapter. At least at someone on my level, who is new. I think like featured creators are allowed more storage. I believe I heard that somewhere. But for someone like new, like mine, who's like a canvas creator, they would only allow 100 images. And what's worse is that those 100 images have to be a specific pixel. What's it called? Oh, it's 20 megabytes maximum you're allowed to upload. So there's like a lot of formatting thing you have to think about. You have to make some panels smaller. Try as much as possible to not have gradients, like backgrounds, because gradients apparently add this, bite size. I guess that's what that's called. And I was looking at this one creator who was talking about that. Yo, I tend to ramble. Sorry about that. But I was looking at this one creator, and I looked at his art, and it's like it's not bad. It's really good, but like you can tell, it's like a little bit like sketchy. But at the same time, it looks awesome in the same vein. So I think that's what motivated me to say, you know what, you don't have to make it Don't try to beat yourself up over it not being perfect. You know, just get like a decent level of work out there. Essentially, get your work out there. Out there. A lot of restrictions, yeah. I mean, it does kind of make sense. They have to store this information on the website somehow. They have to host all this. Like, there's a lot of comics on there. A lot of comics. I think the eyes are too far apart. Another tip when you're drawing, try to glance at your monitor as well. Don't rely solely on the drawing tablet because I don't know if mine is just not that good, but a lot of drawing tablets have like color correction issues. And something I noticed especially with this page here, it looks a lot more saturated on my drawing tablet than on the actual computer screen. I think y'all will see it differently too. And I was so mad. I spent like a couple minutes trying to set it up to where, you know, the way to kind of at least similar to what I had on my drawing tablet here. So that kind of sucked. But eventually I figured it out. I really wanted to make like a deep red color for this panel. Y'all ever watched this show? That's why I got reference for this, by the way. Have you ever watched what's it called? Erased. The anime. That's where I got this idea to make the whole thing red from. Yeah, no, it looks good, but I have to like start editing and looking at my actual computer screen instead of my drawing tablet. Because right now it looks very different from my drawing tablet than the way you see on the computer screen. So yeah, that's something to note. All right, let's do this. But yeah, yo, I'm actually almost done with this chapter of the one shot, so I'm happy. And the next chapter, oh my god, my next chapter is one of my favorite chapters of the one shot. I can't lie. Well, that last chapter though. The last chapter is gonna be a bit more action packed. If you're catching when I'm throwing. You're catching when I'm throwing. I like the next chapter a lot though because it's honestly how do I say it's really a showcase of I guess my main goal with this making this story. I'm trying to build up my emotional writing skills, like writing emotional moments. You haven't watched it? Haven't watched a lot like One Punch Man or Jujutsu Kaisen. Oh no, Erase isn't like that at all. Oh, I mean you just haven't watched a lot. I see what you're saying. Never mind. But Erase is an incredibly amazing show. Like a really frustrating ending. The ending was frustrating, but not because it was bad. It was just like, ugh, why did that happen? You know, like you knew it was gonna happen, but like, just didn't want it to. It was a really amazing series. You all should watch that. We know, spicy when you get in the mood to finally indulge yourself into other series and stuff. I highly suggest you watch Erase. But yeah, I love the next chapter because it's really a showcase of that emotional writing, you know, that I'm trying to use this one shot as a way to build those skills, you know. Oop. Also, gotta make sure your eyes are like, like how do I say? See, I keep breaking the rule. I just keep telling you. Put on the list. Absolutely, you should watch that. I'm not even kidding. Oh, have you watched Michiko no Hatchin yet? Have y'all watched that? And I think on Awkward Sheep you've watched it. Have you watched it? Put that on your list right now if you haven't watched it yet. Right now. That is in order. Yes. Indeed. Michiko and Hachi. I highly recommend everybody must watch that. Everybody must watch that. The animation is stellar. Story stellar. Character design stellar. You see? Oh yeah, have you seen that anime? Absolutely stellar. Highly, 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 highly ranked. My favorite anime of all time, y'all. And I'm grading because I've watched that like 5 times already. I've watched it like 5 times. Michiko and Hachin. He's amazing. Oh, I got you. Let me type it in. The Shot. Yep. Like so. Amazing. Amazing, 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 amazing. Highly recommend. Highly, highly recommend, y'all. Please, please, if you want, if there's anything that you can watch, Michiko and Hachin. Hachin. And y'all know the characters too. You know them. Definitely you know them. The designs. You know it. Let me look it up. Hang on. It's a kiss. Don't ask why. I was trying to set up the alerts on my thing. That's why you have this elderly man dancing. Hang on. Let's see. Will they let me like show stuff? I think it should let you, right? Okay. I don't know, but TikTok is weird about that. Y'all know this character. Yo, there's no question at all. Y'all know this character. I have no doubt in my mind you guys know this character. Yep, exactly. Yep. Goated. Goated series. I highly recommend you watch that. And actually, it was actually it was actually kind of an inspiration for the what I'm drawing right now. Actually, I guess in the sense of the what's it called? What I call it? Southern American aesthetic. I tried to. I wasn't able to get as vibrant and stuff, but because what it would take to draw all those backgrounds. Probably my biggest regret about this is um, I think my backgrounds were good, but I wasn't able to capture as much as I really wanted to. But definitely what I'm producing, like, because I'm actually gonna have to redraw this whole like story that I'm doing right now again once the main story of Birdmatch starts, because it's the backstory for the character, and I guess y'all will get to know that early. Y'all will get to know the character early and everything, but um, what's it called? I'm definitely gonna change some things here and there, of course. Hopefully by then I've gotten much better storytelling. Some things will probably change here and there, but yeah. Then I will definitely take my time with the backgrounds for sure. Right now I'm just trying to push this out because if I feel like if I take much longer on it, I don't want to fall off on it. That would be the worst. That would be the worst outcome. The absolute worst. The absolute worst outcome would be to give up on it. I've given up on too many stories, Too many stories. Can't have that happen again. Oh, are y'all hearing music by the way? I don't know. It's been a minute since I asked that. I just realized. What is that? You got this. And yes. Okay, awesome. Thank you all. My roommate's dog keeps barking at me for attention. Aww. Oh yeah, the bully dog, right? Yeah, Spicy. Her dog, her roommate's dog is a bully. Keeps trying to bully her for her lunch money. And belly rubs. Not the aw. She's a small Australian Shepherd. And Napoleon. What's a Napoleon? My God, looks so. She has a big dog bark, so there's no awe. She sounds like a 100-pound dog, but she's about 45 pounds or so. Ah, she kind of looks like an Australian Shepherd. Oh wait, is that his name, Napoleon? Oh, I think it's just a name. Yeah, never mind. It's my favorite dog breed, but then I realized I don't got the energy. I don't got the energy for this breed. I'm not that guy. I swear the emotes you got some nice emotes in there. I can't lie. I'm gonna have to steal some of those. I don't know how, but I'm gonna have to steal it. I'm just letting you know ahead of time for your information. Why is it acting like that? Huh. No, no, there's no Australian Shepherd breed named Napoleon Complex. She has a Napoleon complex. She thinks she runs everything. Ah, that's how we be. Was she a rescue or is she like from a puppy? I feel like when it's mixed like that, they usually are rescues. Would I be correct? Ooh, these are the default ones. Oh, okay. Like rescued from a puppy mill? She was running off her litter. Oh. Yeah, you did say that. You did say that. Last time. Last time. Excuse me, just stretching. No bot? Oh. Oh. Puppy was so scary. Just the idea of them. Probably a bunch of like places like what's that place called? Pets Petco. They get their puppies from puppy mills. Is that true? You put a pic of her on the Discord. All right. That's a beautiful dog right there. It's a shame she's a bully. It's a shame. Now you're looking. Oh, does she hurt? Does your roommate's dog hurt? That's a real question. That's one of the big things that made me think I don't think I'm built for an Aussie. I can't lie. Don't let the cute face fool you. She has beef with men that are tall. Huh. I'm like average height. How was that? How was that work? Am I cool? She heard her toys and probably no. You're still a man. It's just a tall man. Our biggest ops. Ah, I see. Dang. That's hilarious. Yeah, so I guess I'm not in the clear. Hello, darkness, my best friend. I remember his last dog Nelly had beef with bald men. What is happening here? I mean, I guess they can see his bald, but like, why do they care? Jeez. So now bald men have to not aren't just worrying about other people. They got dogs too to worry about. Chai. It's so unfortunate. Even the animals are having problems. I don't know why she didn't like bald men for some reason. Oh my gosh. Mm-mm-mm. I gotta get control of my hair then before that time comes. So. Oh wait, that's an old dog. Never mind. Oh, may she rest in peace. How long have you? I mean, I guess you don't have to say this if you don't want to. It might be a bit, but because the way it sounds like you and Rumi have been together for a while. Like y'all are BFTFs. Dog is trolling. 3 years now. Ah, I see. Yeah, it seems like y'all have been close together for a while. Yeah, that dog is trolling for real. Yeah, or worse trolling for real. Yeah. That's what it sounds like. All right, let's look at this. Make sure everything is a satisfactory degree. Okay, I can then add in RIP. Indeed, yeah. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14. So her new dog, Chili, was one when I met her. Oh. Oh, so that's their current dog, the current dog name? Chile. Chile needs to chill out. That's nice to hear. Chile. Are dogs able to eat spicy food? Like even the spicy dog food, is that a thing? I've always wanted a dog, but I've never been in the financial uh, capacity to own a doggy. Chili is a brat. I don't know what she wants from. I gave her pets and treats, and she's a balanced pit. She wants that one's love. Oh, she doesn't get filled. She doesn't get filled by material things. She just needs love and attention. That's what Future was singing about. That's funny though. Balanced pit. Dog. That's what I'm saying. Like animals are always trying to eat. Why are animals always trying to eat something? That's my question. Indian curry spice. How does she eat that? Ah, just fry your intestines because that has an effect. That can have an effect on a regular person, and she's like just tanking. Like okay, yeah, that's when you should have known it was over. Oh, I think I should make this brown actually. That is crazy. I don't know how she must have eaten that. She must have been hungry. I mean, but again, she's a dog. They always eat stuff. I don't know why. They're always eating. without fail. Rain come shine. I feel like if a dog stops eating, you know it's like they're sick. That's literally just it. They're sick or something bad happened. That's Loki a good thing to watch out for in that vein, in that regard. Her reflex has gotten better because of she likes to lick my face. Oh. That's cute. Does she like male dogs, or does she also got beef for them too? I'm trying to do something I remember from a previous project I was working on. No, only if but she bullies them especially. Ah! That's why you're unable to get. But what if you got a female dog? You think she'd still beef with a female dog? Cause I remember you said you wanted a dog, but she got problems with them, with people invading her territory. Yeah, how was her relationship with female dogs? She's possessive over me, so I can't get a dog. You don't think she could get used to it though, or is that just something it's just too dangerous to try out because they could hurt each other? That's probably what it is. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. How many panels we get through today? 1, 2, 3, 4. We got 4 panels through. Okay. Which it doesn't seem like a lot, but I mean, you have to draw, sketch, draw, render, all that stuff. I'm gonna see if I can draw one more panel and then I'm gonna make this even tighter. Why is probably seeing things. My owner's dog sits and chilly pushes the other dogs out of the way when I try to pet them. So you saying all this about you? How is Chili with her actual owner? I think after this panel, I'm gonna be done for today. What's today's live at least? I feel like 5 panels is pretty good. And Thursday is gonna be commissions. I know that's what people tend to prefer. When I try to pet them, she's chilling for some reason. So she's more possessive over you than her actual owner? What on earth? Do you often take her out for walks and stuff? Is that why? For Discord, can you put a reminder for when streams start? Oh yeah, actually, yeah, that's good. I mean, thank you for actually listening to that. I guess, let me see. Let me go ahead. Oh, probably in general. Okay. So if I add, maybe use apps. If I give, shrug, what's all this? Are these like specific type of text? I put reminders? Do you just mean like me typing in like, hey? Okay. Of course. I'm gonna look into actually how to do it better. I feel like there's a wait. Let me look here. There's give. There's upgrade. What is this? Stickers, emojis. Oh, maybe alarm. Let's see. Let's see. Alarm or notify. Let's see. Notify. No, it's not that either. Yes, multi ways. Need multiple ways. What's it called? Events, maybe. I'm gonna look into it. I'm gonna look into it. But for now, I'm just gonna hold this here. Just leave that text there so it'll remind me when I open this Discord again to figure out. But I'm looking into it. Thank you for letting me know. That's definitely something I should do. Absolutely. Or tab reminders. Yeah, I'm gonna. Oh, events. Ah, okay. All right. But this kind of makes it somewhere else. Ah, okay. That's not you right. Did not see that. Let's see. Thursday at 7. Saving. 2:10. Let's give it to 10 for now. And leave it at that. Because of course it can go. Oh, actually, let's say to 11. Read. I have no cover image. Okay, I'll just find something real quick. That's stuff for other projects. And I feel like I use this picture everywhere. I can't lie. Ooh. Seems free play since my game broke. Huh? Broke? What happened? Thank you so much for telling me this. This is actually a really amazing way to keep like Discord folks. Awesome. I'm gonna add the Monday one. We control what? A fellow Sims player. We control the fates. Whoa. What do you mean by that? No problem. Didn't want to overstep. Suggesting since I destroyed. No, absolutely. That was a helpful thing. I didn't. It was right there in my face, but I didn't like. I should probably think about that on Instagram as well. That works for Sims. Oh no, I know for Sims. Still, yes, I'm aware of what you're talking about. I'm still asking. What do you mean by that? How does Sims work exactly? Do you just like live your life and like engage with other people, like in like a multiplayer type, online multiplayer type situation? Because I've seen some of the mods. Some of the mods are amazing. Like people are really going, they're going all out as far as the design, the character designs. It's not multiplayer. I get to play God. Oh, I see. Nope. Nope. What's the name of your I guess your character, your sim? That's what it's called. Is that what they're called? I don't know. I'm literally don't know. I'm just literally so. Unfortunately, I don't game as much as I used to. Well, I wasn't even gaming for real. Whether they pass on or get married. Whoa, wait, what? Wait. Whether they pass on or get married or homeless or get kids, that's all under your purview. I see. I see. Beefing with others. So I'm trying to understand. So you're not playing. It's not multiplayer. So you're not playing with other people. Are you beating? Are you playing with like? Are you beefing with the computer? That's funny. So it's not like upscale Roblox. It's a bit more than that. And that's crazy to say because Sims came way before Roblox. So I apologize for that statement. I have 3 save files, one for my legacy household of 3 generations. Eh? 3 generations? How much? Like, wait. How much? Okay, how quickly does time fly in the game? And then one is the Black 90s, but that sounds Black 90s movie stereotypes. That kind of sounds tough. And the last one is from Monsters and Fairies. And you have to do mods for the Monster and Fairy one, right? And even probably the 90s one, right? You can't just do it like locally. It's not like a default thing you can add. The only game I know how to play is Zelda, and that's barely Breath of the Wild. Wait, that's so cool. Fairy ones? Oh. I do a long timeline, so I've been playing with this family for 2 to 3 years. So how much time in our time is a day? Like how quickly does a day pass? Because you said 3 generations. I'm like, huh? I'm actually curious as to like how the mechanics wow, English, okay, the mechanisms of like time and stuff like that. Or is that not how that works? So when you say causing chaos, is it like drama? Ooh. To play Sims, you gotta be invested. Let's see, you gotta be invested, get to design character, do challenges, even if you want to do a Twilight parody. Oh. So you can. It's not for the weak. It's not for. Not just anyone gets to can't play. You know it well. I guess. Not just anyone gets to play. My founder, Sim, of my legacy, had 8 children and 5 different women. One was married. What on earth? A homebreaker? Not the homebreaker. Oh my days. Where is it? Here. Can't wait to eat breakfast. I'm so hungry. What I'm gonna eat. Love that alpha energy. He was my favorite. He was autonomously a bastard. How would you be? How does one? How was? How does someone become an autonomous bastard? How on earth does that happen, huh? Let's see, where is it at? Okay, here, and then here, and then here. All right, there we go. Ooh, I just realized I made a mistake with this panel. Thank goodness I caught it because that'll be heartbreaking if it didn't. Thank you. Funny thing is, it used to be White Sims TV drama. It was so good too. You let them have free will, and that's where the fun begins. So the computer just has them doing stuff. Dang. So what you're doing, you're setting up crazy scenarios and having them interact with those scenarios you set up. Jeez. Mm-mm-mm. Evil laugh. Mwahahaha. Mwahahaha. That's you. That's you right now. Some players control every move. That sounds like a lot. I feel like it'd be nicer to see them because it's supposed to be a simulator, right? That's the idea. And misbehave, stuff like that. Look, y'all. She looks like she has the bonnet. Yes, and no, it's both computer and yourself. Oh, okay, okay. I see. Check out this bonnet. I let them do whatever they want and put temptation in front of them. I see. So this is why y'all saying playing God. Y'all imagine if that's actually how God moves. Dang. For real, just to control. Sims, huh? A lot of people like Sims. Alright, y'all. Let's see. Just gotta finish this up. My father says his younger half brother slept with the first ex-wife because he was in love with her, but she was using him to get back at my founder's sin. My brain just melted from all that. I feel like I'm watching a telenovela. Is that what this is? Just random bullshit happening. Let's see. Okay, the next panel is literally the climax of this scene. I love it. I'm gonna draw the lady's shadow over her, kind of, to make it look kind of imposing. The stories, I know, right? Your friends judge you. Yeah. They say it's too evil. They say it's too much. They say it's. They say you're going too far. For real, we locked in. I just saw this post when this man was talking about Sims and how he holds all the power for the Sims to eat. To eat. Like he doesn't let him eat until he like says go ahead and eat. Y'all are scaring me. This is scary. One wrong move. Actually, I don't like the way that's blurred. Just be scared. Sims drama. Yeah, at least y'all using it for Sims drama, not starving people, you know? Or are we? No. I've been locked in with drawing. I haven't caused chaos for my college Sims. Yeah. Well, I know they're celebrating right now, but then you just remember them. So yeah, They might be cooked. They're probably in there thinking, "Oh, she hasn't started us after this one. What's going on? We gotta be happy. Let's celebrate." And then you're like, "Wait, there's something I'm forgetting. I turned an absent parent into a crackhead because she abandoned her kids. My sister never forgave me." So wait, do you just like? So how does it work? Do you just write like? Do you How do you change them? Like, are you like typing like crackhead or what? Or do you like change their attire to match that? What's going on? Is my thing closed? Shouldn't be. Uh, no, I downloaded a mod called Basemental. Oh, and then you like you upload it into the characters like characters traits. My thing is like okay, there we go. All right, y'all. I'm about done actually. Just gonna add in the general lighting thing, mood thing here, just to emphasize where they are. And yeah, I believe I'm done. You know. Wait, that looks ugly. Try again. All right, all right, y'all. We got 5 panels in today. That's pretty fun, pretty entertaining, pretty live. It's tabs like food, oven, pizza, chicken. Oh, my sister calls me evil for that. I mean, you made her a crackhead though. That's rough. Type of control, and they can up their level each time they bake. Oh, it's like I see. Sims. I think I wanted to get it when I was younger, but I didn't have a computer to do so. And now I've gotten to the point where I don't play games as much, so I wouldn't even have the drive. It just sucks. It's the worst. Ooh, yeah. Let me save what I have here. But my computer's starting to freeze up. Alright. I had every right. She abandoned her kids to live with a rich man. It's that money. It's the system. Money is the root of all evil. Y'all know that. Just stretching. Still saving. That's what I'm talking about. It looks like the computer's telling me, "You're good, bro." And I'm gonna listen to him. My Sims can do whatever they want. I just draw the line at kids. Yeah. Whoa. The game allows for that? Oh man. So now I'm trying to think about the stuff that the actual crazy people do in that game. Oh my god. Wait, not that? Okay. You're saying you don't like mess with the kids, like you don't give them the struggles. It's like the adults you give struggles. Is that what you're trying to say? Oh yeah, okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah, of course. Children are to be protected. The parents can fight, yell at each other, forget to feed the kids. So you wouldn't let them do that, essentially. I like these panels. Let me look at the last page, or let me look at the last two pages. All right, y'all. I think it's about that time. I'm just taking a little peek to see what we got here. Oh, I love this. I love this panel. I love the way I drew his abs. It's giving MJJK a little bit. And then we got this dialogue here. I think I need to fix the hair. I need to fix that hair. Something off about the hair for me. And then you got these two standing side by side. She's looking at her like, you're not gonna say nothing. She was the first one to up and leave her kids, so that's why I turned her into a crackhead. And the rest, did the rest actually not do because of that? That's funny if that's the case. Wow. You expect well, I gotta add the gas and air for these panels too. Can't forget that. Okay, y'all. Thank you so much. Not sponsored, Laura. Well, you seem like you might be sponsored by them. But okay, thank you so much for joining into this live. I'm about to go eat some food because I'm hungry. And yeah, thank you all so much for watching. Hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. I set the alerts on what's it called? Discord, so I guess y'all should be able to get those alerts when that comes into play. And yeah, see you on Thursday, 7 a.m. Have a wonderful rest of y'all's day.